top 5 underrated cosmic champions. All right, listen up. When it comes to Marvel Contest of Champions, we all want the absolute best champions, right? The ones that hit like a truck, have insane utility, and can wreck opponents in every game mode. But with nearly 300 playable characters, there are some absolute bangers that people just sleep on. Everyone's chasing the next top-tier god, but in the process, they're letting some seriously powerful hidden gems sit in their roster collecting dust. And that's exactly why we're doing this series, Underrated Champions, to shine a light on those forgotten monsters, the ones that people are overlooking. And if y'all keep dropping fire comments, we might even turn this into a top 10 list later. So make sure to comment your picks. Just make sure they're available as a 7-star version in the game. All right, let's dive into the top 5 underrated cosmic champions right now. Now 5, Angela. Angela has been underrated for ages. She might end up lower on the top 10 list later, but for now, she holds down the number 5 spot. Here's the deal. She needs to be awakened and at a decent SIG level to really shine. But once you get her there, she becomes a debuff immune powerhouse as long as she has at least one buff active. And let's talk about damage. Angela hits like an absolute freight train. One of the highest damage outputs in the game. She's one of those champs that has been around for so long that people just forget how insane she actually is. But trust me, if you got a high Psych Angela sitting in your roster, you're sitting on a monster. 4, Vox. All right, thanks to that 10-year anniversary supply drop, a ton of players got Vox as a 7-star for free. And guess what? That's when people actually started to realize how insane he is. This dude stacks buffs like crazy, which fuels his damage, making almost all of his hits guaranteed crits. And let's not forget his Degen damage. Not many champions are immune to it, making it one of the most lethal damage over time effects in the game. His whole kit is just built to stack damage, and if you got him in that supply drop and haven't ranked him up yet, what are you even doing? 3, Nova. All right, Nova has been called criminally underrated for years, and it's not even his fault. When he first dropped, people had sky-high expectations, thinking he'd be the best champion in the game. And when he didn't hit those god-tier levels, people just left him in the dust. But over time, players who actually gave him a shot realized how insane he is when played properly. He's got damage, utility, and even some defensive value. Once you actually learn his playstyle and use him right, he absolutely shreds. It's crazy how many people still sleep on him. Man, Gamora is one of the most underrated champions in the entire game. If you ask new players, they'll tell you, Gamora carries early game accounts. And it's not just because she's easy to use, it's because she has legit insane damage. And here's the best part, she scales like crazy. Even at low ranks, she can outdamage max rank champions just by keeping up her buffs and refreshing them with heavy attacks. That's it. That's the whole secret. And somehow, people still don't realize how ridiculous she is. If you haven't ranked her up yet, you are missing out. 1, Odin. And coming in at number 1, Odin. Man, people slept on Odin for so long, and it's honestly crazy. At first, players were only using him for synergies just to get those extra pre-fight buffs. But ever since his rebalance, he got a massive damage boost, and suddenly he went from a synergy champ to an absolute menace in Battlegrounds. Once people actually started ranking him up and using him properly, they realized he's a total monster. Huge damage, tons of buffs, insane burst potential, the whole package. People just didn't give him a real chance before, and now it's clear they missed out big time. So there you have it. 5 cosmic champions that people have been sleeping on for way too long. And trust me, this list could easily go to 10. So if there's a champion you think deserves a spot, drop a comment. If we see enough hype around a champ, they're getting added to the top 10 underrated series. So let's get the conversation going. Who's your pick for the most underrated cosmic champ? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.